What does your favorite Epic the Musical song say about you, according to a psychology graduate student? If Keep Your Friends Close is your favorite song, it's gonna put you into some pretty distinct camps. Almost no song in the entire Epic album splits people as much as who I see loving this particular song. Starting off with Camp 1. Gay! That's right, my LGBTQIA plus babies, how are you? We got ourselves some representation in this song. At first they said that the wind god was female, then male. Now apparently it's they, them, and we love that. We love having that kind of vibe, especially with how things are right now. Having this pan flute vibe just kind of trickle through your bloodstream just made you so immensely happy. You enjoy the chaos that surrounds this character. You like that you're not quite sure what they're gonna do. Are they going to help Odysseus? Are they going to hurt Odysseus? Is there actually even a plan, or is it just kind of going with the flow or catching the breeze, as one might say? Truly terrible joke aside, I have seen very few truly straight people who make this their favorite song. They may like the song a lot, but to have it be their favorite song, it's been rare. It's happened. There are some, but the majority of the people that I see who have this as their favorite are somewhere on the spectrum. They are somewhere in our wonderful pride parade that we have going on in music theater. They are the kind of people who see this representation, see this vibe, and are just kind of here for everything that this wind god can bring to the picture. Very much like how you grew up not really quite sure who you are, where you fit in, what it is that you're meant to do, and if you're going to be safe in your life. There's an uncertainty to this song. Like, you know that Odysseus has been in the middle of the storm. Here's this floating island in the sky. Like, it has this entire vibe of, what are you? You don't quite fit. And how often was that the case for you growing up? How often did you feel like you didn't really belong anywhere? You didn't fit in? These are akin to my Hermes people as well. Anytime Hermes is on screen and has that laugh that you know about, you feel, oh, these are my people. I have been seen. And it's okay. I know that the world is really scary right now, but we're all gonna come together and we're gonna make the best that we can with what we have. And I'm really proud of you, and I'm really glad that you're here. Camp 2, folk. To prove my point that you belong in this camp, I'm just gonna say a few phrases, and you go ahead and finish the phrase for me, okay? Here we go. It's dangerous to go alone. The cake is a... Don't bleep at night. Did any of these phrases mean something to you? They should, because you are the gamer crowd. It doesn't matter what kind of game is your preference. Could be tabletop, board game, RPG, doesn't matter what it is, most likely Dungeons & Dragons. And if you are a person who enjoys D&D, you either play the Bard, the Rogue, or you are the DM. This is the most DM song I have ever seen in my 35 years on this planet. To have Odysseus being like, hey, I need some help. Can you please help me? And have the wind god say, let's play a game. Oh, all you have to do is keep it closed. Why are you concerned? And that, that you cannot tell me. Those who play D&D, look here into the windows to my soul. You cannot tell me that there isn't a dungeon master in your life that has that exact same laugh about like, hey, I'm gonna try to open this door. You can. And the sheer terror that comes from that. You are the kind of person who so enjoys riddles. You're not exactly good at them all the time, but you really like them. You are also not the person who's going to rush through a game. You want to explore all the side quests. You also are such a creative human being that you know exactly what kind of character you want to be, that story that you are writing, that play that you're writing, possibly a musical that's inspired by, oh, is it history? Is it epic? Is it stories from Styx, which you can see from my friend Casper? Go ahead and check it out. All of those different vibes that you have that go into this camp is exactly how you look at life. You so desperately want adventure in your life, but you're not exactly sure what you would do if you had it. There's a deep part of you that feels like you don't belong in this world, like you were meant for something else. Kind of a running theme with this song, isn't it? You feel like this world, whether it's a simulation, whether it's just a poorly written program, something just never feels right. Now, is that an extra dimensional thing, or is it just the fact that you've never been accepted as who you are in your own skin, that it makes it so you never really feel like you belong anywhere? And sometimes people take that and find community like they do in Camp 1, or sometimes you find it in escape, but that's exactly what gaming is for you. You enjoy it, it's good, it's a way to connect, but it is escapism because you're not satisfied with your present situation. You're not satisfied with your work, your friends, your family, your very self sometimes. You want to escape and be part of something much bigger than yourself. You don't necessarily need to be the main character. You're actually kind of okay if you're not, because you're smart enough to know what happens to main characters. But at your core, you really feel like you don't belong here and that no one is truly going to understand you. And my Camp 3 folk. Oh, do you live for the drama? And if it is angsty, painful drama, mwah, all the better. You are my enemies to lover folks. You are my book talk girlies. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a girly. It's just an all around thing. I already can hear the people, I like books and I like reading and I'm not a book talk girly. Congratulations, enjoy your juice box. You are the kind of person who so loves an angsty, well-written story. So when Odysseus has the windbag and he sees Ithaca and he just lets himself drift off, and there's that, just keep your eyes open. Why won't you both let me embrace you? Keep your eyes open. And then the incredible voice acting that went into this section of the song where you genuinely felt Odysseus just going, no, as he is blown away from everything that he wants, very much like how you feel that you are blown away from any goal that you want. Whether that is finishing that project, whether that is the job you want, the person that you want to be with, your body, anything that you have, you feel like you will never quite reach what you want. You will never be satisfied. And yes, I hear the Hamilton folk, you will never be satisfied, because there are a lot of theater kids in this camp. I should know, I'm one of them. To have him be so close and to have it all ripped away is simultaneously awful, and yet you can't get enough of it because you are a petty bitch. Petty, 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 but the best kind, where you are exactly the kind of personality where if he's like, where's it going? And you love when they say, I told you close the bag, but you weren't compliant. If I had to guess, you're heading to the land of the giants. You love that so much because you are also the person that when you give advice, you say, but you know what? That's just me. Don't take my word for it, because you want to absolve yourself if that person decides to do something bad on your advice. So you are deliciously petty, really into the drama, love a great story, and I really enjoy that about you. However, there is that part of you that is never going to feel satisfied. Very similar to the other two camps, but slightly different. You may have had privileges that other people weren't born with. And yet, no matter how hard you work, how hard you push, every single thing you do, it's never good enough. You never just rest. Resting to you is a nightmare because rest is not rest. Rest for you is doom scrolling on your phone for hours. It's bed rotting. It is not moving forward with where you need to be because you are so terrified of what will happen if you actually succeed. Have you ever considered that? If you succeed, what next? And that thought keeps you awake in the middle of the night. You are so afraid of failure. And even more so, you're afraid of being seen as a failure. My darling, you are not a failure. You're not a failure. You're learning, you're growing, and that's so wonderful. I'm so excited for the journey you're on. There are some really scary things out there, but there's also a lot of opportunities to change, to grow, to make the world what you want it to be. And I can't wait to see what you're gonna do. I'll see you in the next part. Stay classy, my darlings.